Hey all, this is Manhattan Knight for SNGmentors.com. I think we have about 1,000 to 1,200 videos now, 180s, multis, 109s, the works, 109 wins, lots of 180s, lots of 18 men, lots of 45 men. We stake players, we coach players, and we sell subscriptions. And, our subscription services are a huge bargain. It's about, I don't know, 2 to 5 buy-ins, I guess, maybe 10 if you play 250 180s. You would make that money back in a matter of days or weeks every month. So really a great deal. This is one of our coaches, actually. I was watching him play the Sunday Million, and one of the mistakes I've seen twice this week, and I mentioned in 2 different videos that players have made, was getting really favorable flops, but especially nut or nut flush type flops. So here we raise Queen Jack suited under the gun, fairly standard. We flop basically the second nut, well, exactly the second nuts. So we have to figure out how we're going to best get paid, and we really want to play this hand relatively fast. We assume he doesn't have the ace high flush or the king high flush. We have to assume that. Bad thing about this hand is we have the jack, so it's hard for him to have even the 10 high. Well, the 10 high flush now is the 5th nuts, not if he had the jack. He could have the 4th nuts. So it's not going to be so easy to get paid off necessarily. So a lot of our players, and 2 of our players in particular I saw this week, check behind in a situation like this or didn't lead a flop. I think sometimes they're not leading, but sometimes they're checking behind. You want to lead these hands. You want to bet these hands, because the truth is this guy is only going to put money in the pot if he has 2 pair, 1 pair, 1 strong pair, 1 pair and he's a fish, ace or a king of hearts, maybe 10-8 with the 8 of hearts, maybe 10-8 or hearts even. A set of deuces, set of sevens, set of nines, I guess. Those are the type of hands he's going to go with here. So he has to flop something. It's rare that if we check here and he does catch up, first of all, he has to hit a card to catch up with, and the card has to be above a 9, so it needs 10, jack, queen, king, ace. We have 2 of those cards. Can't be a heart, because if it's a heart, we're unlikely to get paid by any draws. So we really want to lead here. And a good player, and this player is extremely good, $200,000 in winnings. He's one of our higher end players that we stake, and he is a coach on the site and does a lot of videos and the like. And he really, really thinks about spots like these. So instead of checking, which a lot of our players might do behind, he leads. Or he bets. This guy, he doesn't lead because this guy bet. So this guy raises. Now, at this point, we can do one of 2 things. We can shove. Well, what's calling our shove? And this guy is playing aggressively. So what is calling our shove? Pretty much only a flush. They're going to pay us off on the river anyway. A set. They'll pay us off on the next street. Those are pretty much the only 2 types of hands. And maybe with his stack at this point, maybe a hand with some sort of draw, like 10-9, 10-8 combo draw, 10-9 with a 10 of hearts, maybe. Hands like that, ace-9 with an ace of hearts, might call here. But we're going to fold out some hands too. Maybe in this case, maybe not so much because his bet is so large. But I've seen players make this bluff and fold. So our player just flats here. Now I could argue that maybe playing it faster and shoving might be better. Maybe he has a read that's a little different. Or maybe trying to get him to bluff off a stack on the turn. So he has less than a pot size bet. We have a less than a pot size also bet. And the jack of hearts comes. Jack of diamonds comes. Not the best hand in the world for us, not the worst hand. And we want to get paid. So he pays us. What do you know? And so we have to figure at this point, maybe he had that 10-8 of hearts, some sort of combo draw like that, and hit the jack. He actually doesn't have that hand. And he is really an illustration of why you should not be protecting your big blinds with shitty cards against really, really solid players. Um, if this player isn't a solid player, let's say this player is, well, let's just say, well, it doesn't really matter, but let's say he isn't a solid player and he leads like that and he flats. Is he really got anything worse at that point than pretty much what he has? And if he is a solid player and he bets 1,000, he leads 1,000, this guy raised to 4,000, and he doesn't have anything, he's going to fold. So by shoving here, there is absolutely zero hand that this player is beating. And at best, the raise to 4,000 should have been enough to warn him that, and when we flat, that we have something. We're not getting away from this hand. So anyway, so we double through because he's drawing dead, obviously, at this point. And, this is like the type of hand that we talk about on Single Mentors. Highly recommend it for all of you. We have numerous coaches. It's just a great learning tool, the forum. Whether you subscribe to us, as I said, $25 a month, so we're talking we're talking exactly 10 buy-ins at 250 180s. If you play 15 180s, you're talking about less than 2 buy-ins. You will learn, believe me, you will learn enough to make that pay for itself in spades every single month that you maintain a membership and watch our videos. So this is Manhattanite signing off. Talk to you later.